Hi everybody, it's Dan and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to make your own delicious fudgy cookies and cream cake. Trust me when I say this chocolate cookies and cream recipe is to die for. Layers of moist fudgy chocolate cake full of cookies and cream frosting that is full of crushed up Oreo. This cake is really going to be any Oreo lover's dream come true. I'll be sure to throw a link to the full recipe down below in the description, where I'll share all my tips and tricks so you can bake your own cookies and cream cake with confidence right at home. And if you're new in my kitchen, don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on notifications so you don't miss out every time I bake up a brand new recipe, which is pretty much weekly, and you're gonna love all of them. They're all so good, they're all so simple, they're all just oh so delicious. But speaking of delicious, let's go ahead, preheat your oven to 350 degrees and let's get started on this fudgy chocolate cookies and cream cake. So grab yourself a mixing bowl and add in 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a half cup of cocoa powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, and 2 2/3 cups of white granulated sugar. Then we'll just go in with our whisk and make sure all those dry ingredients are nice and combined and fully incorporated together. Then we're going to set those aside, grab another mixing bowl, and this is going to be for our wet ingredients that we're going to mix together. So let's start by adding in a half cup of sour cream, 1 cup of buttermilk, 3 eggs, 1.5 cups of warm, fresh brewed coffee, 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to mix those together either with your whisk or with a hand mixer on a nice low speed until all those wet ingredients are fully incorporated together. Once you have your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients all mixed together separately, it's going to be time to bring them all together. And once those are nice and mixed, we're going to bring our dry ingredients back to this chocolate cake party and pour our wet ingredients right into that bowl of our dry ingredients and mix together with a hand mixer on a low speed or whisk until you have a nice smooth chocolatey cake batter. And though we're looking for that smooth cake batter, try not to overmix. It's definitely okay if there's some lumps in there of flour and dry ingredients. Just try not to overmix. Then we're just going to add that cake batter into our prepared cake pans, and I'm using 2 6-inch round cake pans. Once those cake pans are full of batter, just place in the oven at 350 degrees and let bake for a good 35 to 40 minutes or until your cake tester comes out clean. Now while those cakes bake in the oven, let's go ahead and get ready for our cookies and cream frosting. It's going to be so decadent and so delicious, and again, full of crushed up Oreos. So for this, all I did was make a batch of my vanilla buttercream. Again, recipe in the description down below will have everything you need to make your own cookies and cream frosting. But once you have that nice batch of fluffy vanilla frosting, we want to go ahead and we want to start dumping in a bunch of finely crushed up Oreos right into that frosting. Now I'm going to start with about 2 to 3 cups, but if you want more, definitely add more. And of course, if you want less, definitely add less. It's all up to you. It's all up to your preference. It's your Oreo cake, so you definitely put as much Oreos into this as you want. Either way, it's going to turn out super delicious. And as you're mixing that up, you also want to be sure that your Oreo crumbs are finely crushed as possible. This way, when we get to putting this on the cake and when we begin piping dollops right on top of our cake, we're not going to have any blockage or clogs in our piping tip. It's going to make everything a lot smoother, a lot easier, and a lot prettier for this delicious Oreo cake. So our cakes have baked, they've cooled, I've leveled and halved because we are going to have some layers in this delicious Oreo cake. So now it's going to be time to fill, stack, and decorate it so we can slice right into it. So let's grab our cake turntable and place our first layer of fudgy chocolate cake right on top. Then we're going to spread a generous amount of cookies and cream frosting right on top of that layer and spread evenly with our straight or offset spatula. Then from here, it's simply just stack, fill, and repeat for all of your fudgy chocolate layers that you're gonna have in your own Oreo cake. So we'll place our next layer of fudgy chocolate cake, top with more cookies and cream frosting, and spread evenly. And again, we're gonna continue these steps for all of our fudgy chocolate cake layers. Once we're at our last chocolate cake layer, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually invert it as we place it on top of our cake. This way, when we go to frost, we have a nice, flat, smooth surface as we load the top of our cake up with lots of cookies and cream frosting. Once you have a generous helping of that cookies and cream frosting right on top of your cake, let's go ahead and start covering the sides of all of our chocolate fudgy cake layers. Now, because my cookies and cream frosting does have that texture added to it from all those crushed up Oreos, I'm just gonna add my frosting right to the sides of the cake as I'm slowly rotating my cake turntable. This way I can make sure that frosting gets all around the cake. If you're a little shy about doing it this way, and your cake might seem a little wobbly, no worries, more than okay. Just fill a piping bag with your cookies and cream frosting, and starting from the bottom and while rotating your cake turntable, pipe on your cookies and cream frosting in an upward motion. Once we have our cake covered in this decadent cookies and cream frosting, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a bench scraper or a cake comb, whichever you wanna call it, and we're gonna begin to work and smooth the frosting around our cake. So let's go ahead and using a cake frosting scraper, a straight spatula, or an offset spatula, you just wanna smooth over your cookies and cream frosting. The best way really is to hold your smoothing tool upright and gently pressed against your cake while rotating your cake turntable and just letting that cake turntable do all the work here. You'll want to continue this until you have a smooth coating around your cake. Now with an offset spatula, we're going to go ahead and we're going to smooth the top of our cake where we put all that frosting on top before we started on the sides of our cake. Now let's go in with our tall cake comb one more time and give this one more quick turnaround to give that nice, straight, even, clean cut look for our Oreo cake. Now with a small offset spatula, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean up the top of our cake. What we're gonna do here basically is just drag the buttercream that's worked its way up right into the center of the top of our cake. And this is gonna give us that nice, smooth, clean trim around the outside edge of our cake. Next up, let's grab a piping bag fitted with your favorite piping tip. I'm going to be using the 1M tip from Wilton. It's my go-to, it's my all-time favorite. It's just really easy to use and it makes for a really simple, cute dollop of whipped cream or buttercream right on top of your cake. But either way, you want to grab that piping bag and you want to begin to pipe dollops of buttercream around the inside edge of your Oreo cake. Once you have those dollops of cookies and cream frosting right on top of your cake, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take full Oreos and place one whole Oreo between each dollop of our cookies and cream frosting. Lastly, to bring this cookies and cream cake all together, we're gonna take our leftover, finely crushed Oreo crumbs, and we're just gonna sprinkle the top of our cake to really give it that nice little Oreo touch. After you get that nice little sprinkle of Oreo crumbs, that's it, you're done. In a couple of quick, easy steps, you've made your own cookies and cream fudgy chocolate cake. And trust me when I say this Oreo cake is beyond decadent, and the frosting is literally to die for. And just comes together so perfectly with all of our fudgy chocolate cake layers. And honestly, you can't go wrong. If you love fudgy chocolate cake layers, and you're a big fan of cookies and cream and Oreos, you're definitely going to be a big fan of this cookies and cream cake. Well, thank you all for stopping by. I had so much fun showing you how to make your own delicious cookies and cream chocolate fudgy cake. I can't wait to bite into it. It's gonna be so good. But if you're a fan of Oreos or cookies and cream desserts, or you just love cakes and cookies, especially when together, I know I'm a huge fan. Definitely be sure to give this video a like. It really helps me out, lets me know what baking up recipes you all like, you enjoy, and you definitely want to see more of. Plus, if you want even more recipes that you can bake with confidence every single time, be sure to subscribe down below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out every time I post a new, delicious, oh so tasty, gotta have it recipe. And lastly, don't forget, if you make your own delicious cookies and cream cake or your own inspired Oreo dessert, definitely be sure to give a tag on Instagram. You know, let me see what you're baking up in your kitchen. Alrighty, well that does it for today. I'm gonna enjoy this cookies and cream cake with a big cup of coffee. Enjoy the day, enjoy the weather. I hope you all get to do the same. And as always, I will see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye.